Hey guys, happy Tuesday, and we are excited to have you on the call tonight. We're pumped to be here with you. I'm going to be on the call with Megan Tucker tonight, and we're going to be going over leadership, all about leadership, how to lead, how to set a great example, and we hope that you take some little nuggets of wisdom away from this call and can apply those to your team and to yourself growing as a leader in the Shine Bright Like a Diamond group. Hopefully you had a good long weekend. We wanted you guys to be able to enjoy the family time. It's important to be able to unplug and do those sorts of things. So hopefully you're all getting on tonight with us, and we're going to go from there. So my name is Nikki Whiting, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm currently a 9-star Diamond coach. I'm 1-star in my second CBC and was a 2014 Elite coach. And my coach is Stephanie Chico, so we have great uplines here. And Megan Tucker, who is on with us tonight, is the founder of Team Uplift and Inspire. She was also a 2014 Elite coach, and she's a 6-star Diamond in her first CBC and a 2-star Diamond in her second. So we're going to bring you all that we can about leadership, and hope that you enjoy it. I think Megan is going to get us started tonight.
All right. Hi, you guys. So happy to be here with you. I kind of wanted to start the call off tonight talking about kind of sharing a little bit about when I kind of started to lead my team. And this actually happened at Summit of last year. At Summit of last year, I hit Diamond, while I was at Summit. I hit Diamond and I hit 1-star qual on the same day. But I'll never forget, I was walking with Stephanie, we're at Summit walking down the long forever walkways. And I remember telling her, Steph, when do I start my team page? I'm so scared. I don't even know what I would say in my team page. I have no idea. So I guess I really want to share this because I know not all of us feel like we're born leaders. You know what I mean? Especially me. I've never in my life felt like a leader. I never felt like I had that leadership quality. So for me, I felt kind of scared to start my own team page because I felt like, gosh, it's going to be so much responsibility. And oh my gosh, I don't know. It scared me for some reason. So, I guess I just want you guys to know that you're not always going to feel ready, to be a leader or to lead your team. And I think that's probably kind of common, not all of us are born leaders. So I didn't feel ready to lead, but after talking with Steph, she was just like, whenever you're ready, will be the right time for you. So I came back from Summit and I decided what, I really want to make this business work for myself. So I really need to step up as a leader. So I started my team page, and I started just making my own trainings for my team. I started doing the activities of a leader, even though I did not feel like a leader at all. I didn't feel like, I kind of felt like, gosh, I don't even know if what I have to say is of value to you guys, but I'm going to share it with you anyways, So that's what I just started doing is I just started sharing everything that I thought would be helpful to my team and their business. The things that were helpful to me, I started sharing with them. And sure enough, it's like that saying they say, it's fake it till you make it. So I just started, pretending like I was a good leader pretty much. And, the more you do that and the more you do the activities of a leader, it just comes naturally to you. You just fall into a leadership role. And when I say leadership, I don't mean hey, you're in charge of everyone. It's more of an equal, you're on an equal level with the rest of your team. And that's the way I feel like we should all lead our teams is being on the same playing field as everybody else. But I think that's kind of it for the first section.
I feel the same way. I remember literally wanting to puke thinking about starting a team page. And would anybody be involved in it? Would they be for it? Was I ready to do this? And it's not, I don't know that I ever felt ready, to be honest. I was just kind of okay, this is a thing and I really need to step up my game, and I need to be, I guess, giving back in a way that Stephanie gave to me in the beginning and all the leadership roles that she showed me. So taking what we learned and then not reinventing the wheel, which we're going to talk about a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and share the screen with you so that you guys can actually take some screenshots home with you to be, well, we're all at home, aren't we? And be able to share those. That's the best part about this job. And share those with our team, and you can, post those in your team page if you have those, or, share in a message thread, however you communicate with your team. So let's go ahead and share that. And we're going to present it to everybody. Okay, so this call, like we talked about, is going to be all about your leadership and how to be an effective leader. So hopefully you'll be able to duplicate some of these things with your own teams. Megan, can you see those just so I can double check?
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is duplication. And what we mean is your team is going to see what you're doing, and they're going to duplicate that in some sort of way. So it's kind of like monkey see, monkey do. And so we dumb down these things so that you can really just see that what we do is pretty simple. But we need to do it in a way that allows your team to duplicate it and to see that they can duplicate it. So I've kind of written down a few different things that are important for your team to see you doing. So they need to see how you're posting. Okay, we tell our teams all the time, you need to be posting, I know a lot of people say 2 to 3 times a day. You need to be posting 80% personal and 20% business. All of the things that you're telling your coaches or you want your coaches to do, you need to be posting that way as well. How you share, okay? How do you share your transformations? How do you share about the coaching opportunity? How do you share about your challenge groups, okay? Are you doing it in a way that is, maybe comes off salesy, or are you doing it in a way that's genuine, where you're just showing how challenge groups have transformed your own life, or how they have transformed other challengers' lives, and sharing those things and making it personal, because they are going to see how you share that information, and they're probably going to mimic that in some sort of way. The other thing is how you give information to your team. Okay, and so you need to know that it's important for you to have business hours. It's important for you to have kind of a schedule with the way things flow for you, so that your team picks up on that. Your coaches know when to expect you to kind of pop into the groups or reply to messages or that sort of thing. And so if you are a leader, you're giving your coaches information that you find out that you think would be beneficial. When we find out about challenge pack specials, leaders are automatically going to share with their team as soon as they can those challenge pack specials. When things change in the Coach Online office, we're going to share that information. When there's team calls, we're going to give you all of that. So you need to be providing that information to your teams as well down the line as your team begins to grow. How you onboard. And what I mean by onboard is, what is your steps to getting your coaches started right? Okay, so if you're starting your coaches with a welcome email and a getting started right call and a coach training and that sort of thing, you need to think, is this something that my coaches can give to their team as they add coaches in their downline? And obviously they're going to personalize this. We don't want I don't mean monkey see, monkey do the exact same thing. I just mean we're going to take the good stuff, the juicy stuff, the good information, and you're going to personalize it, and you're going to bring that information back to your team. Make it something that is consistent. How you react and how you see things, you guys, is so important. We can talk all day about what you need to be posting, sharing, or doing with your teams, but one of the most important things, in my opinion, is how you react to certain situations. Are you a coach that sees things with a glass half full, or are you always looking at things with a glass half empty? And I want you to know that that momentum, whether it's positive or negative, is going to trickle down the downline. And so it's really important that you react in a way that's professional, and you react in a way that's positive, so that your team can take maybe a negative situation and turn that into something good. So really start to think about your reaction to things, even on your social media posts. We want to be thinking with, a professional business in mind. And so you really want to lead with your team first. And how do we grow in this business is a question that you probably ask yourself right when you start as a coach. And the answer is that it's a relationship business. You're building relationships. So putting your coach's goals ahead of your own is going to allow them to grow and flourish. And in turn, it's going to allow you to grow within your own goals. Because at the end of the day, Team Beachbody is a team for a reason. And you're only going to do as well as your coaches do. So we want to make sure that you're thinking about your coach's goals ahead of your own sometimes. And in turn, you're going to hit your goals. We want to get them team building teams. And to do that, we have to be showing them that building a team is not hard and it's okay. And so you need to be showing them how you build your teams. How do you recruit? How do you ask your challengers to become coaches? All of those things, we need to have them building that momentum and rank advancing early on. And that happens by building and working team. So share what works with them and work with them to, working with them to build the leaders below you. You are going to make your life so much easier if you can build leaders early on versus coaches who feel like they need way more attention. Now we're going to give our coaches attention. We're going to give them calls and our time. But we all know that everyone's time is precious. So working with them to build themselves as leaders and to build leaders of their own is going to help every single person in the downline grow.
Nikki, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Dude, it kicked me off. And so I'm back.
That's good. It's perfect timing because here's your post.
Okay, perfect. Are we on my slide?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm not seeing the screen right, but I'm just seeing our first slide for some reason. I can't see mine.
Oh, I hope that everybody.
There we go. Okay, cool.
Let me double check that it.
Because when you were still talking, it was still on your first slide.
Okay, can you see it now?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to go over with you guys really quick how to lead in a way that's duplicatable. So just like Nikki was talking about, it's super, super simple, you guys. I think a lot of times when we think of leading our teams, we get I know for myself, I scared myself out of it because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to require so much and I'm going to have to do this. And I'm just not ready for that, but that's so not the truth. It's super, super simple. And just like Nikki was saying, it's monkey see, monkey do. Your coaches are going to do what you're doing. And I think about this all the time because I still, Stephanie's my coach and I still watch her and see what she does, that's just kind of how it goes. You watch your leader and you kind of, you get ideas from them and you kind of do what they're doing. So that's why it's so important for you to do the simple things. And the way to keep it simple is there's a short list right here and it's really, really easy. One is to be present on social media because, hey, that's how we work our business, right? I know for me, 99% of what I do in my business is all from social media. So it's so important to be consistent and to be, talk about what you're doing. Do your workout. Hello, we're a health and fitness company. So there's nothing speaks louder than being a product of the product, right? So it's so important that we're doing our workouts every day and that we're drinking our Shakeology, that we're spending time doing our personal development. That one is so huge. I went through a short period recently where I wasn't staying up on my personal development and it affected me in a big way. So, you got to fill your tank and stay up on your personal development because you know what, if you do that, your coaches are going to do that too. Your power hour, hitting success club, such a huge one, that's something that all of our teams should be doing. But why are they going to do it if you're not, you know? So that's always non-negotiable. Goal setting. Like, I think it's cool to talk about your goals with your team and make sure that everybody's setting goals for themselves. But all of these things are so super simple. I mean, look how short that list is. So you don't have to overcomplicate it. You just want to lead in a way that your coaches can duplicate. So you want to do all the activities that are going to set you up for success, because if you do that, you're going to set your coaches up for success also. I think that's it.
Perfect. And yeah, you guys, I completely agree. Like, you really just need to be doing the basics every day and showing them that the basics are enough. You know, if you're doing those every single day, those are things that are doable for your team. And that's what we're going to talk about right here. So not reinventing the wheel and having originality. So that's something that's kind of a balancing act. We are not here to reinvent the wheel. And I know that you're going to hear your uplines talk about that a lot. But we are here to, you know, be our own coach and our own sort of, you know, building our own brand. We want to make things doable for your team. Now, when a coach gets started, a lot of times they have that sense of being overwhelmed or anxious. Of course, they're excited, but, you know, they are kind of nervous to start this whole thing. And it's a lot of information that they probably get thrown into right away. So we want to make things doable for them. And you need to be able to make things doable for your team as well. So point them to trainings that are already there. Okay. If you have a coach upline or diamond or star diamond upline that has a training that's available for the downline, go ahead and put them in there. Until you are diamond, you really don't need to worry about starting your own training. Not that you can't, and I do agree that you should be having team calls and one-on-ones with your team and sharing your tips and tricks on videos. But you also want to allow them to get to know your upline, and you want them to learn from coaches who have had that success. So if you're a newer coach and you're building your team and you maybe are still learning yourself, point them into trainings that are already there. Point them to templates. I know that the majority of teams that are on this call, because you have amazing uplines, are going to have templates and documents that you know, they can use for challenge groups or when they're messaging people and that sort of thing. So if you have saved those templates yourself, maybe you found things that work for you and didn't work for you, change those up, keep those templates, because those will be great things to have when you do create your team page. You're going to share what works with them. So if you're doing something early on as a coach and it's working, why in the world would you not share that with your team? So if you have something that's allowing you to recruit like crazy or get Success Club points on the board early on, absolutely share those tricks and those secrets with your team, because we want them finding success early on as well. And then have them following what you did early on. One of the biggest mistakes that a new coach can make is playing the comparison game with a coach who's been in the business for years, okay? You know, they may look at a post and see a bunch of likes or comments, but I try to remind newer coaches that they need to remember those coaches are now being looked up to and followed by other coaches on Team Beachbody. And so a lot of those likes and those comments are coming from their team or from other people who follow them and are inspired by them. So have them look at posts that you've done early on that kind of got your wheels turning and your momentum going, and have them, you know, create similar posts that would help them get started. Now, this is not to be confused with copying coaches. I want to remind you guys that originality is key in this business. Absolutely, we're gonna use templates and trainings that are already there. But when it comes to sharing you and your journey and what you're doing as a coach or in your daily life, you know, be you, be original. People are going to sign up to coach based on how they feel you are in relating to them. So you are going to attract your tribe. You're going to attract the people that kind of the vibe that you're sending out. So be yourself, and you're gonna bring in people who are like you. Could you see that slide?
No, you're still on my slide.
How strange. Okay. I am going to.
Here we go.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to keep it like this so you can see, and I'll give you guys a second so you can screenshot that. Screenshot. Okay, going on.
Okay, cool. Okay, so kind of like I opened up the call talking about is when do I start leading? Obviously, you guys, it's your business and you're the CEO. You get to make those decisions. But I know for me, I felt like the time was right for me when I hit diamond, because then I had a team. You're an emerald, you have 2 coaches, but the way that you start leading is to start by taking a leadership role in your uplines page. So, when you're an emerald or you're a ruby and you don't really have that big of a team yet, it's important for you to start getting those leadership skills by being super active in your uplines page, by helping others, by sharing info, by answering questions. And that's how you get really good practice for leading your own team. I can think of a specific example. One of my rockstar coaches, Danielle Federhoff, she always from day one has been had such a huge leadership role in my team page. Even when she was just starting out, she would find webinars or calls or pieces of information, and she would make files, and she's just all up in there, and I loved it. So don't ever feel like, you're going to be stepping on somebody's toes if you're taking a leadership role in your uplines page. Like, we appreciate that kind of stuff. Any information that you feel like is helpful, share it. Start taking a leadership role in your uplines team page. When do you start your own team page? Start branding yourself now. If you're a coach, it's totally cool to think of a team name. Make yourself a logo, get excited about it. But I know for me, like I said, I didn't feel like I was ready. Well, I never felt ready, but I didn't feel like it was necessary for me to start a team page until I hit diamond, because I was still learning myself, and I was a super, super slow starter. So I didn't hit the ground running. I was a coach and I didn't even do anything with it for 7 months. And then I hit diamond, and then I decided, okay, I'm going to take it serious. So I started my own team page. And I know Nikki, she waited until she had 25 in her downline to start a team page. So that just kind of gives you a good gauge on when you should plan on starting your team page. And then I have a little quote under there. It says, a tribe is a group of people connected to one another, connected to a leader, and connected to an idea. And that's by Seth Godin, which is actually the personal development book I'm reading right now. And it's called Tribes. I'm actually listening to it on Audible. So that's a really good book on leadership. You guys want to check that out?
I actually have not read that one, so I'm writing it down right now so that I can do that too.
It's really good. I'm super enjoying it.
Yeah, and that's kind of going to lead us into our last little topic of this call, and that is great leaders are doing personal development every single day. And I will go ahead and admit to one of my biggest mistakes early on as a coach, because learning and sharing your mistakes is just as good as sharing your successes. Mm-hmm. So one of my biggest mistakes early on was that I said, I don't need personal development. And I felt like I was busy enough and I was fine as far as getting, I was getting my coaches started and I was doing things in the business and my challenge groups and stuff like that. But what I noticed was I would get these overwhelming feelings or these thoughts of like, am I good enough, or whatever it might be. And I decided to pick up personal development because my upline had been telling me for months that I needed to do it. And so what I will tell you that personal development has brought to the table for me is, first of all, you're going to have topics to discuss with your team daily when you're doing personal development. So if you're someone who's like, well, I don't even know what to tell my team, it's probably because you haven't dove into personal development. And so get an audiobook, dive into some YouTube videos, get a paperback. I'm big on just really wanting to hold the book in my hand. So I will finish a book and go grab another one at the bookstore. But that's going to give you motivational and positive topics to discuss with your team daily. So get out there and get a book. It's going to be motivation for your business and for your team. And, you know, I was thinking, oh, I'm good, I'm fine, like I'm adding to my team or whatever, and I'm getting successful points. Well, once I dove into personal development, I saw where I was struggling as a leader, and I was seeing where I was lacking in certain areas. And, you know, everybody learns a different way. And I was, you know, maybe not helping to share and lead to everyone who learns differently than I do. And so that was kind of an eye-opener for me. And the last thing is that it's important as leaders that we fill our own cup up first. And that's hard for us to do. If you are you know, leading a team and you're passionate about it, you're probably like me, you're waking up thinking about it and going to bed thinking about it. And if something goes wrong, you feel like it's your fault. And, you know, all those things that we kind of tell ourselves as coaches and team leaders. But you have to fill your cup up first. All day long, you are filling up your challengers' cups and giving them inspiration and confident and creating that confidence. And you're doing the same with your team. By the end of the day, you're drained. So you need to be filling yourself up first with that personal development and really gaining that motivation and inspiration yourself before you can truly do that for anybody else.
Cool. These are a couple of the books on leadership that we wanted to share with you guys. EntreLeadership by Dave Ramsey. Hello, Dave Ramsey. 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, John C. Maxwell. The Compound Effect, Darren Hardy. Developing the Leader Within, John C. Maxwell. Like I said, there is the book Tribes, which I'm actually listening to on Audible right now, which is really, really good. And there's a little quote down here. It says, leadership is about making others feel better as a result of your presence and making sure that impacts last in your absence. Sheryl Sandberg. Another quote that I had, let me get my phone out because I just wrote it in there this morning when I was listening to my personal development. And it says, tribes are about faith and about belief in an idea and a community. And they are grounded in respect for the leader of the tribe and the other members. Do you believe in what you do every day? And so that's, to me, that's really huge because when I started to take my business really seriously, it was like, I don't know, I love what I do so much, and I believe in it so hardcore. And if you guys are excited about what you're doing, your team's going to be excited about it too, you know? So it's like, you got to be passionate about what you're doing. And what we're doing here is super cool. You know, we're helping people change their lives in so many ways. So leaders use passion and ideas to lead people. And yeah, that's kind of like the last thought I'll leave you guys with. I'm so happy that you hopped on with us. And I hope that you guys got some good takeaways from this. And Nikki, anything else?
Yeah, well, first of all, I can't see your face again when it kicked you off.
Yeah, I don't know. It won't let my camera go.
That's okay, 'cause you're super cute. But yeah, that's really it, you guys, is just letting your team see you as a leader early on and filling yourself up so that you feel like a leader and you feel capable of doing this because you are. And if you think that you're any different than anyone who's been on these calls, you're wrong. Because we all had those doubts and those thoughts in our head where, you know, can we do this? And, you know, we put our blinders on and got focused and things happen. So we're pumped that you're in this group and on this call with us. Thanks again for hopping on. And if you guys need the link for maybe your coaches who couldn't hop on tonight, you'll be able to click right on the YouTube link and get connected there. So thanks again, guys, and you have a good night.
Bye.